Hi there guys, Alex from Stoic Conditioning, and I'm joined by Adam from Spiritus Systems. We're going to be talking through their latest product, the LV120. So Adam, talk us through kind of the evolution from the previous generation to this, like talk us through the upgrades and the thought process behind everything.
Yeah, sure. So if you're familiar with our products, you probably know about the 119, which is the predecessor. We're very clever with our naming convention, so we just added a digit for this next generation. But if you're familiar with it, you kind of know the design philosophy on it. It's a very basic vest in the sense that there's not a lot of foam or mesh or features. It was really designed for the war that we were fighting about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So we had a lot of guys they were filling like a low low visibility role in like kind of a really non-permissive environment. So they might be safely in an embassy somewhere, in Africa, but then they go out in Land Cruisers and they might actually get into a pretty significant gunfight, but they're wearing civilian clothes. So that's where the LV119 really kind of nested, was that like medium load carriage requirement. So maybe not a ton of weight, not a full-on assault vest, but kind of in between. So with LV120, because the war is changing, right? The world, the dynamic is changing. The conflicts are becoming, they're still low intensity, but they are, for the soldier, they may rise to a higher intensity. Something like Ukraine, right, is the kind of the only but a great example of how guys are fighting right now, right?
Yeah.
They're still utilizing body armor, but they are in a trench line.
Yeah.
So it's like this mix of the old wars and then the last 20 years. We took all the feedback from the 119, which there was a lot of criticism, and a lot of it was very valid. It was the first vest that we had made. We built it in 2018, and we took all that feedback and we built it into this plate carrier. Right, so we kind of consolidated all those years of users telling us like, this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like, and then we tried to update the system. So this is a continuation of that, of the LV119. So first off, the front plate bag, very, very divergent in design from the last vest. We have articulating shoulder pads or shoulder straps, right? And that, one of the criticisms of the LV119 was that it was a fixed strap system. So if you have very, very large shoulders, maybe it's uncomfortable, or vice versa, or it's very comfortable depending on your build. So we wanted to make it to where a guy, it doesn't really matter, right? We're just gonna fit more body types comfortably.
Yeah.
A guy can spread them if he needs to spread them out. He can close them closer to his neck if that's how it's comfortable. We updated. I'm gonna show the back first. We updated the rear of the plate bag. We've stayed away from foam or any kind of mesh for a long time, and that was from experience. You're wearing this thing for months at a time. You're sweating into it. All those salt crystals are getting kind of stuck in there. As your sweat dries, it leaves behind the salt, and then those crystals are actually really sharp. So they were, they give you a condition we call it prickly heat. Basically, that salt crystal is in your pores now, and it's kind of cutting your pore up, and it hurts and it's irritating. So we just had a Cordura back, and that was, to prevent that from happening, easy to wash. There's been advancements in mesh since then.
Yeah.
And this kind of phased spacer mesh, it means it has like two layers that are a little offset, but it still passes through. So we find that the salt crystals they don't get stuck to this. You sweat, it evaporates, it kind of just comes out of the top. But it's more comfortable, and it provides ventilation to the system. It also helps with any seaborne operations,
Yeah.
right? Guy gets in the water, he comes up on the beach or whatever, it's just going to drain all that water, right? So it eliminates half of our product line, which was a over the beach carrier system that we no longer have to carry, because this just inherently will do the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the backside. We have elastic here. That's just to help fit as many plates as possible. So we always have, people are like, well, I have this plate. It's a little bit wider. It's a little bit fatter.
Yeah.
So we did things to kind of accommodate that, so that, any plate will really fit into it. That's a sappy cut. The shoulder cover, or the shoulder straps, are removable. So we have a first spear tube on this one. Another criticism was that we had no shoulder release.
Yeah.
So guys who are working around water, they need to have a way to doff the vest quickly. So we added a tube. It's optional. So the vest will ship with just two of the normal, this guy. If you want this, you can upgrade to it. You can purchase it. Um, you can swap sides. It's ambi, so if you want the tube over here, you can put it over there. We do have like a laser cut moly field on the front. Um, some cutaways for PTT, so you can run shock cord. We still have your standard placard configuration that still lives on. It's just the best system in our opinion still. All of these slits right here, we have some future concepts that we're working on that is going to have some mounting stuff, but also it's to route cables.
Yep.
So as the war machine keeps going forward, we have a lot of technology getting mounted to the body, and so we need a way to get those cables off the soldier. LV119 was kind of the first vest on the market that would account for that. So it had pass-throughs everywhere.
Yeah.
That was in 2018, and now same concept. We want to be able to run the cables internal to the bag, protect them, keep them out of the elements, keep guys from having to bend them or zip tie them, and then run them up over the shoulders to the back, wherever, kind of route them wherever you need. Still have a nice loop field on the front for placard adaptation. And we do have tubes exclusively right now as the cummerbund option mounting system. So we picked tubes. We've used them for pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think we've just finally settled on like this is the best option.
Yeah.
It gives us the widest surface area for rigidity, but it also is quick to take off and it's field repairable. So guys in the field can snap. This snaps. They can cut it off. They can put a repair tube on there, and then their system's not trash.
Yeah.
They can keep it. Same plate, Velcro orientation on the bottom. Basically, insert the plate, close the flap. You can still use subloads on this as well. So that's the front bag. The most exciting piece of the whole system for me is the cummerbund.
Yeah.
So this is part of, we call it a reactive cummerbund because it can articulate a little bit using the system on the back. But the win here for the soldier, for the law enforcement officer, or whatever, for his unit or department, is that it's one size fits all.
Yeah.
Right? We wanted to figure out a way to make the acquisitions process easier for that organization, to make it cheaper, and then also universal. So if a guy, gains a little weight, it's not a big deal, right? If he's wearing cold weather gear, not a big deal.
Yeah.
If it's a small, 100-pound female police officer, not a big deal,
Yeah.
right? Big 250-pound dude, also not a big deal. One cummerbund, everyone's the same. Fitment's very fast. We just wanted to reduce the numbers of SKUs that a supply manager was going to have to keep track of, and just make it easier to purchase as well. Guy doesn't have to measure his waist and do all that.
Yeah.
You can just buy it how it is. So you can see these stays slide in and out of the front of the cummerbund. So you can size this thing pretty wide, or you can collapse it down. Then we have a kind of this proprietary mechanism here that you essentially push these guys through. Once you're at the desired length, push these tuck tabs through, them down, and then snap this guy down. And then we have a kind of this secured attachment method. And then you can secure this loop as well through here. And then now this cummerbund is in place. It's not going to ever come out on its own. You can still molly onto the bars here. You can molly here as well, but obviously it kind of takes away the ability to rapidly adjust it. But some guys need more real estate, so you can adjust there. This cummerbund has been in development for quite a while.
Yeah.
We went through a ton of different shape iterations, different materials. It's very rigid. It's going to have a good long service life.
Yeah.
So that's probably my most exciting feature for me, is the cummerbund. Moving on to the rear bag, one of the biggest points of contention on the LV119 was the requirement to reach inside of the bag.
Yeah.
And adjust the grid system we had in there. And the grid system was the best we could do with the technology we had at the time to give somebody the ability to have a wide range of adjustment. So they could let it out, they could let it back in, and have a little bit of flex in the cummerbund for breathing or bending over, things like that. We knew we wanted to fix that on this vest, so we created a much simpler weaving system. So they essentially have to just route the shock cord through and put it through another hole. We give them the ability to adjust the cummerbund in and out, like kind of a micro adjustment, so that they can again, you put on a big puffy jacket for the winter.
Yep.
You just let it out a little bit. You don't have to redo everything. It's just very quick. And then if you're like, hey, we're going to do something else, you can essentially just tighten it back up.
Yeah.
You're wearing a t-shirt or something. You don't have to adjust it anything crazy, right? You have full access because you can just open the rear flap and just see everything. We also added some webbing kind of strips here so that there's, the whole load of the cummerbund is resting onto this shelf, right? So that you're not having any like play really in the cummerbund. It's staying very rigid,
Yeah.
which was that was a request by most end users. Like, I'm going to be mounting a lot of assault equipment. It's heavy. I need this cummerbund to just kind of stay where it is. It can still accept a triple strand cummerbund, like a skeletal, something like our old Molly cummerbund, or whatever brand you want. As long as it has 3 stays, you can put it in there. It is quite adaptable. So any cummerbund that uses stays that you can put in, you could probably adapt it to be used on this. So if you have something you prefer, you can use it. You can mount it in 2 positions. This lower position is an updated geometry. One of the things that we wanted to solve was having a plate correction for height, right? A lot of times you'll see a rear plate bag on a guy. His front plate bag's adjusted correctly, the rear one's sitting low.
Yeah.
So what we did was we made the cummerbund able to adjust to that lowest position, so you could kick that rear plate bag up based again on your body type.
Yeah.
So having that mounted low. So we did that. This one right here is one of the test kits that we sent out to a guy, and actually the guy who invented the Delta bag is one of our test product testers. So we sent it out to him. This is how he's had it configured. So you can see for him, he has it on that mid-level kind of traditional size. It's not pushed down, but you could push this down to the bottom as well if you needed to kick that rear plate bag up. I guess I should show you the most important part about the cummerbund is that now essentially you adjust this guy, to whatever, touching is what I would recommend. So you have this, these 2 bars touching but not overlapping, or anywhere out. We don't want them to ever overlap because they can get snagged on each other. So you adjust it to this, and now that's kind of your maximum of internal flexation of the cummerbund. And then you can see as you pull these out, they kind of just come back to where they were. Where they were. That's why we call it that reactive cummerbund. So it's going to react to what you're doing. So if you bend over, you like bend over to tie your shoe and you can't breathe because you're fat or whatever. You're like, huh. Well, now the cummerbund's just gonna open up a little bit. As soon as you stand back up, it's gonna tighten back down. How we prefer guys adjusted is that they make it a little tight so that weight is on their hips. And we're trying to get a little bit of the weight off your shoulders. So that's how it works though. It's very simple. The cummerbund's not going to bind in the back. We've just seen a lot of cummerbund designs that are kind of have a reactive component. At the right angle, they'll bind up, so your cummerbund it'll flex out and it'll never go back. So then you have one side that's like really loose. So we try to prevent that. We did build in, again, this is another proprietary feature for us. We have these really rigid wings. They're kind of these like little stubby wings here. And that gives us a kind of this approach angle for the cummerbund to make sure that it always kind of has a nice radius to get inside the bag. Instead of having that 90 degree, right, where it'll get some kind of binding action that'll stick it on there. Keeps the cummerbund kind of off your body as well. The backside of this very similar to the front bag, right? Same materials, same idea. A lot of questions we're getting right out of the gate is compatibility. So it's still our zipper, the Spiritus Systems kind of zipper configuration. So our back panels all of our legacy back panels will work. All of our Molly pouches will work. All of our placards still work. So all of that legacy stuff will still work with this. It is going to be sold as a kit. So if you go on the website, you want to buy one, you tell us your plate size and then your color, and then a thing is going to ship to you. I have to say it, disclaimer, it won't have all this stuff on it, but the kit will ship, and you'll have all the parts you need. So shoulder covers, you'll have the cummerbund, you'll have the plate bags, all the stuff will be in the bag, which is not how we currently sell the 119. We sell all the pieces.
Yeah.
Which just a piece of feedback over the years was certain guys really love that because they can pick and choose and only buy what they need. But a lot of people were frustrated that, hey, the front bag wasn't in stock and the rear one was, so we wanted to eliminate that. We took that feedback very seriously. And so now when you click buy, you're just going to get the whole thing.
Yeah.
It is shipped to you in the mail. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's all of it. I don't know.
Fantastic.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. We're really excited about it. We're really proud of it.
Yeah,
So.
it's a fantastic upgrade from the previous model, and thanks
Yeah,
so much
absolutely.
for your time going
Yeah,
through.
absolutely. Thanks for
I
coming
think
to chat
our
with us.
community is going to find that really, really resourceful. So
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, if you have any questions for Adam, pop them in the comments section below. We'll make sure that they get sent across, or you can reach Adam and the Spiritus team at spiritussystems.com or support@spiritussystems.com. Just want to say, from everyone behind the team at Stoic, thank you very much for your time. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.